Hello my lovelies, and welcome back to my channel for my fourth and final indie deck collection video. Oh my gosh, who would have thought that I would have been able to do 4 videos? I'm so shocked, but there you go, and I've loved it. So I haven't done collection videos for a while and it's just been really fun. So I've got a pile of, I think I've probably got the last 11 decks to share, and I think that's all of them then. So let's get going. So first off is this one in this bag with the lovely gilt edges. This of course is the gorgeous Numinous Tarot. Now this is one that I haven't really worked with this yet, to be honest. It is another one that when I did my Anatomy of a Deck collection video and looked at the barely used whys in that, this was another one that fell into that category of saving for best. I had about 3 or 4 decks that I adore, and I'm just, every time I look at them on the shelf I'm like, I can't believe I've got that deck. This is one of those decks, and yet I never reached for them. I reached for all the second-hand mass market ones around them. When I did that Anatomy of a Deck collection video and kind of got all the decks I'd never ever used off my shelves and piled them all up, and then asked the question for each one, why haven't I used it? This deck and a few like it really did all land in the I'm saving it for best. Oh no, you know, I can't get that down, I'm saving that one for best. And it surprised me, doing that video really surprised me, because I am not and never have been a saving it for best kind of girl. I was always the kid that insisted on wearing her party frock to run around the garden. I was always the young adult that bought the expensive perfume and used it just to walk the dogs. I've never ever, so I thought, subscribed to the idea of saving for best. Every day is a gift. And yet I realised that I was doing it with my decks, and I wonder whether it isn't from that lifetime of kind of being made to feel like I was in trouble if I had anything, or if I got gifted anything, if I spent money on myself. Perhaps there is an edge of that when it comes to decks. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, and there is still a feeling that I might be in trouble for getting these decks down and using them. I have felt that even making these videos, a kind of feeling that there might be some repercussions from me saying, look at these lovely things I've got. There is a edge of not guilt, but sort of like an ominous shadow that might suddenly pounce. I know from reading some of the comments, other people who have lived through the same kind of hostility and toxicity as they were reared, feel the same thing around having nice things. And I think this series of videos has taught me to become more unapologetic, to unapologetically use the nice things, to share the nice things, and to not worry about the people who might be cross about it. I hope that me going through this, filming these videos and saying this now, will encourage you if you also feel a dark shadow looming because you just happen to have some nice things, or you've treated yourself to something. I think we have to unapologetically allow ourselves to have the nice things and to love what we have. My dolls as well. My dolls taught me that as well. So dolls like this, I mean, she was only 50 pence, and found in a charity shop, my little moon girl, yet I wouldn't for years have treated myself to her because it was silly. So it's not really about money, it's about standing in your own power and saying, I am allowed to have what I love. I'm allowed to do it. And yeah, so that's a complete tangent away from decks, but it's just opened up for me some thoughts around this kind of feeling of being allowed to be happy about our things, which is completely, totally, when you get down to the crux of it, not related to the things. It's related to you standing in your own power. So let's get back to the decks. I'm off the tangent now. So the Shimmering Veil Tarot. Now this was an unexpected giveaway win from the lovely Saturnarium. I could not believe it when she pulled my name out of a big pile of names. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. And the best thing was, I was watching the video with the kids at the time. I put it on the telly and I said, oh look, I entered this, let's watch. When my name got pulled out, they were just so shocked and so pleased. It was just lovely. So this is a deck by Silicon Way, the Shimmering Veil Tarot, and it is another one that is in the Saving the Best pile. So oh my gosh, this year, guys, because my word of the year is story, I'm going to change this story. I am going to unapologetically start using all of these most expensive decks. I'm not going to save any of them for best. You're going to watch me start using some of these over the year and become a lot more unapologetic about what I love. So isn't this beautiful? Look at the artwork in this. How I haven't used this yet, I do not know. It's just, oh, it's a gorgeous one, isn't it? Silicon Way. Now, have I got any more of her decks? I don't think I do. I know Thea's got one that she uses daily, and I can't, over on Garden Goddess Tarot, which I love. I can't think what that one's called. But yeah, Silicon Way, I love her decks. I think they're fantastic. So this is definitely coming down off the shelf. We're going to start using this beauty. So these are the backs, and look at the holographic edging. Whoa, isn't that gorgeous? So that is another one, the Shimmering Veil Tarot by Silicon Way. This next one is the only Kickstarter deck I've ever bought. So yeah, this came up. Now I shared the Reclaim Oracle because it is by the same creator as the creator of the Reclaim. I think you can see it in the art style. And I'd got the Reclaim and loved it. When I saw this come up on Kickstarter, I have to admit the reason why I went for this one is because instead of it being like 60-70 pounds, it was 30 pounds, in the 30s, and it was doable for me. And I just thought, oh my gosh, I can do that. I love that it says hello as you open it. So I did back this and it came, and oh my gosh, this is a deck that became a victim to that kind of dark shadow of I've treated myself. It arrived and I put it on a shelf and ignored it for ages because I felt like I was in trouble because I'd bought it. It isn't that I had bought it when I couldn't afford it. I could afford it, but it was just that feeling of I shouldn't have. Again, you can see it goes quite deep, doesn't it, being able to enjoy what we've got. And again, it's nothing to do with the tarot deck or what I bought. It's to do with being able to stand totally in my own power and back my own decisions. So yeah, this got ignored, and then when I opened it up, the cards, I don't get on very well with this cardstock, although I love I really love the feel of rose petal. This rose petal on this deck, for me, still it sticks a little bit much, and I don't know, with my hands as well, I find it difficult to use. I'm a bit ungainly with my hands as it is with my club thumbs, so anything that adds any more difficulty into the mix doesn't really help. But I am starting the deck and walk. I'm in the deck and walk at the minute, and there is astrology and different things on these cards, and you know, there's all sorts of symbols which I think could come into play. So I haven't really connected with this one yet. I say yet, but I do love the look of these cards next to my little moon girl. I think she likes this deck, so that's great. So it's one that I need to work with more, and it does need to come out when I do the deck and walks. I think I'm going to pull this out and just see if it can support that. I still love the art style. It is one that did fall prey to that feeling of, oh, I shouldn't have done a Kickstarter. Where that I shouldn't have has come from, it's, you know, it's something to question, isn't it? Where is that I shouldn't, when it's the only Kickstarter I've ever backed, apart from a book. I did buy a book many years ago on Kickstarter, which I love, which I need to share actually. That would be nice to show you, because it is an incredible book. But yeah, where did that I shouldn't have come from? Let's question that. I think I will use this deck to question it. Why don't we do that? Where did the I shouldn't come from? Right, let's do a one card pull. We're going to do it right now, seeing as this is what I'm talking about. We're off on a tangent again, guys, but hey ho, such is life. So you can see it did riffle. It's a bit stiff as well. I do not like the cardstock, which is really disappointing, because I do love the cardstock on the Reclaim. Oh, it's just so stiff. It's got very little bend in it. So let's think about the word of the year story that's in play, and the story that I shouldn't, or I should feel guilty about treating myself. Let's think about the old story. Where did that old story come from? So we have the Queen of Swords, which has come out. It came out reversed, if you noticed. So a reversed Queen of Swords. So that cold, sort of unforgiving, reversed aspect of the Queen of Swords. So that sort of cruelty and a twisting of truth, really, criticism. If I look in the book, right, it says lack of empathy, criticism, difficulty forgiving, spite, repressed trauma, pessimism, bitterness, cruelty. See, it's all there, isn't it? That is the old story. That's where it came from. So a kind of bitterness, unforgivingness. Oh my gosh, I've just thought my Hallow Quest work with the Arthurian Tarot, my lesson of the Quest for the Swords was the family generational trauma that gets passed down is an unforgiving bitterness that makes you cruel. Oh my gosh, it's generational trauma. So let's have a new story moving forward. Oh my gosh, a king and a queen. So this is, oh, the King of Cups. It couldn't be more different from the Queen of Swords reversed. So a loving heart, the family man, the nurturing, warm, loving, emotionally giving aspect. So to go from this to this with ourselves, this is the, you're safe, you can do this, it's fine, you're nurtured, and you're in a safe environment. This reverse is very much you are judged, you are You are not allowed. You are in trouble. There is a shadow about to descend on you. Look, we've got the cloud there. There is a very dark shadow, dark wings about to swoop down. This is a very, very different energy, and I love it. Our underlying energy is the Two of Swords. My gosh. So make your decision. Make your decision. Which voice is yours? Which voice are you going to listen to? Don't stagnate your life listening to the wrong voice. There you go. That's, oh my gosh, a little mini reading. Oh my gosh, I've got so distracted. Sorry guys. Right, let's go on to the next one. Let's go with a oracle deck. So an affirmation deck. This is a 44 card deck and guidebook by Deja Druitt, the personal power oracle deck. This was a gift from the wondrous Lisa Prepares Again. You are very powerful, providing you know how powerful you are. That is a lovely message to follow on from the little mini reading that I've just done, which I was not expecting to do whatsoever. So I'm actually using this deck at the minute, and it's wonderful. So you've got messages like I am worthy, I am celebrated. So they're all I am messages. I am abundant. I am curious. And then you've got messages like this: I trust my intuition. And it's just a really lovely, powerful, very feminine deck. I am passionate. So it's all women in here. I am a creator. I choose to tune out negative people and thoughts. There is our Two of Swords choice from the reading. Oh, big lorries going past. I'm sorry if you can hear the traffic. Trust in divine timing. I embrace change. So it is just a lovely affirmation deck. I've did a reading last night with this because I was feeling in need of a bit of a boost, to be honest. It is my week without the kids at Easter, and I still find it difficult. I won't lie. I still fall into the shouldn't be like this moment. So this deck came out last night along with the Hanson Roberts, or as Manuela has now made me think, it's called the Handsome Robert. It will be forever be, and it worked gorgeously with it. But look at this one. I am unbreakable. This is my favourite card in the whole deck. Isn't it lovely? I am lovable. We are all lovable, guys. I am determined. I am open to receive. Oh, look at it. It's wonderful. So this is the personal power deck, which is a great affirmation deck. Cardstock is gorgeous, by the way. Okay, the next one is the indie version of the Soulflower Plant Spirit Oracle deck. Now, this has now been released mass market, which is fantastic, really. So if you are loving this deck, and it has, let me show you the backs. It has kind of greeny backs, and you've got a dark blue back. So the backs kind of have got a range of different colours. But if you like the look of this deck, it is now available mass market. This is the indie edition. I don't know what the differences are. I don't think there are that many differences, to be honest. This is a gorgeous deck to use in the garden in the summer when it warms up a bit. I am currently trying to make a little bit more of a feature of the table under my magic tree in the garden, so that I can do some summer readings on the channel in the garden. I would really love to take my tarot outside and to make my garden videos a little bit more integrated with the other things I talk about on the channel, which I think would be really fun, and I hope that you would love them, just so that the garden videos aren't quite such a separate thing. And this is the deck that's inspiring that. It is just gorgeous. If flowers are your thing, this deck is just sublime. So this is the Soulflower Plant Spirit Oracle deck. It is by Lisa Estabrook and it's wonderful. Okay, the next deck, actually, is this deck the first indie deck I ever bought? I said it was the Weavers and the Luminous Void, but it might have been this one, because this is a deck by one of my subscribers here, Holly. Holly was the first person that ever gifted me a birthday present on this channel, and I opened it and I literally cried on camera opening it. She sent me the, oh my gosh, this is going back years now, Holly, isn't it? She sent me the Light Seers and the Animal Spirit Oracle, and I literally cried opening it. And when I went onto Holly's social media and to say thanks and to see what Holly was up to, I realised that she'd made a deck as well. So of course the first thing I did was order this. Now this is it's a tiny little what's the word I'm after, mandala deck with these keywords. It comes with a tiny little wooden stand, and mine came with a clear quartz as well. And for a long time, I pulled one of these cards every month to sit next to my Kanban board with all my goals on for the month. And it's lovely. It's not a very big deck. I mean, the cards themselves are tiny, and the number of cards, well, you'll see in a minute how many cards are in here. There's not that many cards, but I love it, and it has the essence of Holly in there, which for me is everything, because I just think Holly's wonderful. Balance, this one kept coming out over and over again, a bit like the Temperance card. My cards call me out for balance all the time. True Sagittarius, we don't cope with balance very well. So that's the deck. So yeah, it is by Holly. Oh, hello, traffic beeping outside my window. So Holly can be found here. I'll put Holly's links down below. I love it. This is Holly's Mandala deck, which I think may possibly have been the very first deck I ever used. And if you want a little deck to put on an altar, just for a keyword every month to go with goal setting, from experience I can say that this one is a goodie. Another deck which I haven't used yet, and the reason I haven't used this yet is because I was coming to terms with how I approach ancestral work, because working with ancestors, for me, I was reluctant because there's toxicity in the line. So who are you going to call in? So when I got this deck, I wasn't sure. However, working with the Weavers, working with the Hallowed Quest, it's all kind of consolidated my ideas about how I work with ancestors, and whether I even can when there's toxicity in the family line, and definitely generational curses being passed down, which I see playing out on repeat right across the family. My tarot practice and having decks speak to me with other voices, and knowing that mediumship decks are a thing in my practice as well, and having some quite strange occurrences happening, I understood that working with ancestors was something that I couldn't ignore. I remember Queen Aset giving me some amazing advice once, saying that just find the safe people and work with them, that being my dad and my dad's mom, and then surprisingly my mom's mom, who was she was probably one of the strongest, most in-your-face women I could ever imagine. She came through with the Hallow Quest and also working with a Marchetti deck in a quite spectacular way. They became my people to work with. So that has been quite a journey over the last 2 years. The Weaver's Oracle kind of clarified my idea of what ancestral work is for me. It comes to me as a river flowing both ways. Once all of that solidified inside me, that I knew what I was doing with ancestral work, this deck is now more of an open door for me. It does come with an amazing book. I haven't even said what it is. It's the Art History Tarot for Past Lives, and for me it has called for to do ancestry work with and past life work. I think it's incredible, but because it really did feel like it was calling to go into that part of my practice, I needed to get a bit more on solid ground first. Am I rambling? Am I making any sense? Who knows? I mean, it is a deck that you could literally purely use as a oracle and to use some of these keywords and to work intuitively with, but it's not called to me for that. It has called to me for past life or ancestry work, or like ancestral patterns and bloodline work. So there we go. That is the Art History Tarot for Past Lives, and much rambling yet again. Okay, the next two are both Dame Darcy decks. I love Dame Darcy's artwork. I absolutely love them. This one I opened straight away when I got it. This one sat in the Saving for Best category for a while. I finally opened it at the end of last year and I loved it. Which one do I love the most? Oh my gosh, it would be hard to say really, because I love them. I love them both. It might even be the Queen Alice Tarot, you know, but I prefer the cardstock, which is like a smooth sort of rose petal finish, more on this Mermaid deck. So this is Dame Darcy's Mermaid Tarot. I have used this deck possibly more than the Queen Alice, only because I opened it earlier. And it's gorgeous. I love the vintage colours. The colours are incredible. I used this deck, oh my gosh, was it Jen's Gratitude series? This is the deck I used for that, alongside the Dreams of Gaia. My gosh, I'm racking my memory bank here. It's like a faint, distant memory. Yeah, I paired it with the Dreams of Gaia and it was absolutely spectacular. And talking about Jen, I spoke about Jen when I shared the Fularco's Tarot, and I said in that video that she's not been on YouTube for years because she's been doing other things. And I was thinking, gosh, I really do miss Jen. Within half an hour of that video being filmed, in my feed came a brand new video from her. She's starting her YouTube again. She has she's changed the name of her channel. It's going to be more about psychology based, because that's what she is. She's a psychologist. So I'll link Jen's channel. I couldn't believe it. Another synchronicity right there. But yeah, the biggest use this deck got was with gratitude work alongside the Dreams of Gaia, and it was absolutely fantastic. So that's the first of my Dame Darcy decks. And then the second one is this Queen Alice Tarot. Now look at the box. Look at the box for this. The box is like a complete work of art in its own right. Look at that. Now you've got gilding on the edges of these, and it's a lot more shiny cardstock. Can you see? But why this one over the Mermaid one? I think the colours in this one are just so amazing. I love this turquoise. I love turquoise. I love it. So I love that sort of eggshell blue turquoise colour. And it is just so vibrant. I mean, that eggshell turquoise blue with pink is my favourite colour combination of all time, which is why I love the Muse Tarot so much. But this deck packs a punch, to be honest. It really does. It really packs a punch. Oh, but look at the artwork of it. Oh my gosh, it's so lovely. It is the colours. I am easily seduced by colours. Now this Six of Swords, which is my storytelling card, always reminds me of the Moomins. It looks like a Moomins character to me, which I love, and I love the story of the Moomins. I love it. So yeah, this one is really special. This one I adore. If you're into these sort of vibrant colours, it's a great reader. And it just delights. Look at the Empress. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It is just a delightful, wondrous deck. So these are both of my Dame Darcy decks. I love both of them. Look at that. It's so good. So good. See, look, I'm just lost now. Brilliant Page of Swords. I'm so lost now in this artwork. It's just wonderful. Yep, so that is Dame Darcy's Queen Alice Tarot. Okay, there are two more now. Another Peggy bag. So it gives you a hint on who might have sent this on. This is another one from the wonderful Lisa. Now, Lisa messaged me this year to say, hey, do you have the Song of the Grandmothers? Which I don't have. And Lisa had just received her copy, but she had been sent a preview copy, which is slightly different cardstock. It didn't come with a guidebook, but because she'd got the now produced version, she didn't need the preview copy. So she asked me if I would like to have a go with the preview copy. And of course, I jumped at it. Look, there's octopuses. It is just gorgeous. I have no idea how this differs from the final produced version, and I have to say now I'm itching for the guidebook because it is just wonderful. Oh, look at it. It is wonderful. And the most amazing thing, now in front of me, oh my gosh, let me show you what's in front of me. I've got a troll ring. Let's put my troll ring on. This is just staring me in the face. Look, I've got a troll ring. I've got my troll quartz crystal, and I've got a troll card holder, and I'm showing you all these trolls because in this card holder is this card. Now when I got this deck and opened it, I had just been sitting at my desk clarifying what my word of the year is, clarifying that my word of the year, I definitely wanted it to be story. And then I opened this deck and thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Decided to shuffle and pull a card to see what this deck and me were going to be working on together, and look what I pulled. Grandmother Pearl Viewpoint. Love and forgiveness. Change the narrative inside. See a new story. I immediately photographed this card and sent it to Lisa going, can you even believe this? Because I had literally just written in my journal, my word of the year needs to be story, because I need to change the narrative. I need to find out what old stories are still running and replace them with my new stories. I had literally just written that in my journal. And then I pulled this card. This is why it's still out, even though I pulled this card in January. It's to remind me that that's what we're doing. And actually, you literally saw me do that in this video with the Lilith Tarot. That's what I'm doing at the moment. I am using my tarot decks to change the story, to work out what old story might still be running in my head, and to pick up my own pen to rub out old stories that were given to me, and to find my own voice and my own power, and to write my new story. So yeah, the first card pulled from this deck was magic. It was just magic, synchronicious magic. And I think you'll agree that this deck is incredible. Look at her wings next to that. That's gorgeous. So that is Song of the Grandmothers, which is not the official version, but do you know what? I'm just really happy to have any version, and obviously it was the version meant to come to me because of this card. How could it not have been meant for me when that's the card I pulled at that time, in that circumstance? So it's wonderful. And so we are down to the last indie deck to share, and this is a birthday present. This came in my birthday box from Amber over at Lavender Moon. It's a deck that I'd never heard of before, the Vagabond Wild Tarot. This is the second edition. It's by Tiffany Sosa, and I'd never even heard of it. It has, it's just got the most wonderful, glorious vibe. I mean, look, these are the backs. Gotta love a bit of purple. It just takes me straight to Prince and Purple Rain and the 80s. She's delighting in it. Look, she has found a tarot home, I feel, with this one. It has the most wonderful holographic edging. I am so sorry if you can hear somebody drilling. My neighbour likes to make fences in his garage for his business, and I'm constantly coping with sawing and drilling going on. So if you can hear that, I do apologise. Back to the deck. Now this has a little feel to me, a little bit like the Spacious Tarot. The Spacious Tarot, but different, if that makes sense. You have star constellations on these as well, so there is a little bit of astrology linked in the little white book, or the slightly bigger purple book, I should say. And I love it. A lot of the minors, well, the minors are sort of illustrated pips, so you can see, look, you get the pentacles drawn on or the cups drawn on, but you also get an illustration around it, which is lovely. It is quite shiny cardstock, but it shuffles like a dream. Look, you can see that illustrated pip there and here, and I think it's beautiful. It's not one, like I said, that I'd heard of. I never see it anywhere on YouTube. So it's just really nice to get something really different in my collection. It's new to me, like I say. It was for a birthday present, which is November last year, but the box took forever to get to me, so I think I got it, was it January or February the box came. But it's lovely, isn't it? Really lovely. Really, open. It's got a really open feeling, which is why I think I say it reminds me of the Spacious Tarot, even though it isn't like the Spacious Tarot. I think it's the openness of it that makes me think of that when I look at these cards. So with drilling going next door, which I hope isn't putting you off watching, the Vagabond Wild Tarot 2nd edition is my final indie deck to share, which is wonderful. So guys, 4 videos all around my indie deck collection. Who would have known that that's the videos I would be making, but I have loved them. I've loved doing it. It's really clarified some things for me. It's put me in a much stronger position, I think, to stand in my own power, to not be apologetic for the things that I have or that have come my way. And it's just let me enjoy things a little bit more. And if we can't enjoy the things that we've been gifted or that we've spent money on, then what is the point, really? What is the point? And with that being said, I think I might at some point share my unopened birthday and Christmas present decks from last year. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. 4 collection videos for indie decks. It was a joy for me to share. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your kind comments. Thank you for your questions around these issues as well. And thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.